In Kiambu County, close to Kenya's capital Nairobi, lie the flooded, abandoned rental units that housed several families. Among them was Kevin Wesoga, who fled to safety after a collapsed wall killed one of his neighbors.
These are the houses we used to live in. Mine was this one, number 16. On that tragic night, the water broke through the wall, and now it is flowing through the house.
The pounding rains have forced hundreds from their homes in recent days. Farther southeast in Machakos County, Caroline Wamboi and her children sought refuge at Kananie Level 3 Hospital for 2 days after the floods destroyed their home. Wamboi filmed videos as they waited atop their roof for rescue before wading through the waters until a search party reached them.
Right now, we have no plan. We're just pleading for help. We're just desperate because all we had was swept away by the floods. Schools resume next week, yet the kids have no uniforms, school shoes, bags. It's like we're starting a new chapter all over again. They have nothing.
That day it was really terrible. Me and my daughters and my wife and my brother were on top of roof. Yeah, you can imagine. From morning to till 11 p.m.
My house is still flooded. I am left with nothing. Even if I were to leave now, I will still be at risk and with nothing. I don't see myself returning.
Have affected multiple regions. The scale and impact of the floods has increased since the Kenya Meteorological Department warned of more heavy rains and issued flood alerts. Authorities and aid groups have advised the public to avoid flooded areas, seek higher ground, and not drive during the downpours. Najma Abdurizak, CGTN.
Our reporter Wilkis Sanyawa have been following this story and joined us live from Athi River in Machakos County, one of the regions greatly impacted by the flooding. Hi there, Wilkister. Wilkister, give us a sense of what the situation is, where you are, and the immediate needs, Wilkister, of those affected by the floods.
Hi, Hannah. Well, we are in Athi River, which is about 30 to 40 kilometers outside Nairobi, outside the central business district. And in this area, this is an area where a number of people have settled. They have built homes, and they woke up this morning. In fact, we have found them trying to salvage what they could after a night of heavy rain left the area heavily flooded. We are told that the flood waters swept into people's homes, swept away property. Some people are still missing from last night, and it is said that they were swept away by the flood waters. Their relatives are still searching for them. And basically, we have also seen the Kenya Red Cross here, as well as other government agencies also trying to aid in the rescue operations, as well as trying to help residents here salvage what they can after a night of heavy rain. This area is quite near the Athi River, the River Athi, which flows through this region, and it did break its banks last night following the heavy downpour that was experienced in parts of the country. But this is not the only part of the country that has experienced heavy rain. We have also seen other parts of the country also reporting that last night, and indeed since the beginning of the week, that they have been experiencing very heavy rain, which has made it very difficult for a number of people to access their homes, not just in this area, but in other areas also on the outskirts of Nairobi, in areas such as Kiambu, which is 20-30 kilometers outside the central business district in an opposite direction from this place. That basically people reporting that they have been heavily affected, and all of them trying to make the best of things as the sun shines, even as the clouds continue to gather. Hannah.
Well, Kister, as you've mentioned, flooding devastating many parts of Kenya, but also one of the things that we are reporting right now, which is very tragic, is dozens of deaths. What's the latest on this, Wilkister, and how are authorities and rescue teams responding to this emergency?
Well, it has been not just last night, but also in the last few weeks, we have really seen floods devastating different parts of the country. It started with the northern part of the country and then spread just across the country. Most of the people who have been affected are those many of them living around riparian areas, around water bodies, around rivers that have flooded, and we have not gotten an exact number because as it is currently, the situation is unfolding in this particular area. A number of people have been reported missing, but their loved ones are still looking for them, going from different hospitals to different mortuaries, hoping that they will get an update on what exactly has transpired. We do also know that the government and other agencies, including non-governmental agencies, have been working to rescue the people who are stranded. In another incident a few weeks ago, we did see a number of travelers who were stranded on a bus when it was trying to cross a riverbed. So those are some of the things that have been experienced as floods continue to devastate different parts of the country. The government has moved with different moves, telling people who are near these areas that are prone to flooding to move. They have been advised to move. We have seen a number of roads across the country that have been closed today because basically the floods have made them difficult to use. They have rendered them impassable. We have also seen in Nairobi County, which has been greatly affected, that the Nairobi County governor is set to address the members of the public today, detailing the measures that they are to take, the measures that they have taken so far, and the measures that they continue to take as the meteorological department continues to warn that the city, and not just the city, but the rest of the country will continue to experience heavy rains as basically the long rainy season is experienced across the country, and that this year it has basically seen heavier rains than the country usually experiences at this time of year, Hannah.
Wilkester, thank you so much for all those details. Wilkester Nyawa speaking to us from Athi Rivers in Machakos County.